Alright, so hopefully the recording's going on. Excellent, excellent. So today we're going to cover how to use the PTS. I decided to break my video down into two parts and go over the making a test character. So we're on the PTS server right now, logged in. And first thing you got to do, before you set anything up over here, click this drop down menu up in the upper left. You'll see maximum level. This is what you want to select for testing. This is going to unlock everything. Now, if you set everything up on the right-hand side over here first, as soon as you change the setting, it's going to undo all your selections and give you another randomization. So today I'm creating a character to start testing stam sort for the live server. I'm changing over my Magica sort to stam sort, so I need to test a few builds out, theory craft, and find something that I like. So we're going to go over that, then show you the basic process. So we got the dark elf, because that's what I am on the other side, and PW test destroy. Oh, can't spell. Um, so I can keep track of it. You still have to name it. You still have to make sure, just like on the live server, that nobody else has that name. Uh, we're pretty good since I always put, my count test and then whatever I'm testing. Um, Typically, nobody else can name it quite like that. Um, so we're going for sort. Wood elf, or not wood elf, dark elf sort. And then you can customize it if you want. No need to waste the time on PTS because this isn't what you're using on live. So you're going to load into Craglorn. All your settings are going to be to the base settings, as you'll see in just a moment. I'm going to start off in first person and all that. I do want to go over setting up a house, even though I already have a house set up for testing. So I can briefly go over that. I do have the, that's not the right button. Don't mind me. So I do have the CMX on for the testing so I can see my numbers on parses. And that's pretty much the only add-on I'm running on here. So you get a ton of crowns whenever you create a character, and everything in the store costs exactly one crown. So this is the house right here. So this is the one I set up. Everything costs one crown, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase it. Review for me, confirm, and travel to house. Everything costs one crown, resets for your attributes and stuff. So you can try everything out. It's really nice. And then, once again, you start off at max level. You have every single skill point. You have every single CP that you can ever possibly want. That works. And tons of gold, basically everything that you could ever need. So we just purchased this house. I'm not going to go too far into it and actually look through it. We're just going to go ahead and get to setting this up. So you start off, with basic things unlocked. But what I want is to purchase. So the things that we need for this testing is, first of all, I'm also on controller if you haven't noticed. So I know I'm making a DPS, so we're going to go ahead and purchase the Thief Mundus Stone. Once again, everything's one crown, so super cheap. I could set up an ethereal well, but I don't really use it on my parses. But I also want this iron astronaut because I'm going to be parsing after I make my builds. So I'm going to set this over here, out of the way. And last thing we need, we could use other stuff if you want to break down your gear. We need a transmute station. So we're going to go ahead and take that and place that over here by our little Mundus stone. If you want to test crafted gear, you can get the attunable crafting stations, the master crafting stations, and they should give it to you in your inventory if I remember correctly. So yeah, crafting stations. Do. Tons of attunable Grandmaster. You can as well as a number of unattuned stations. So yeah, I haven't used that yet, so I didn't actually know what was in it. Um, so let's open up supplies. So you get all these little containers. You briefly saw them just a second ago when I opened up. These are basically anything that you could ever need for testing anything on the PTS. So you saw the crafting stations will go under consumables. This has many potions and stuff like that in there, so we're going to take that. This is your enchantments, tester's lunchbox. I always grab soul gems just in case testing goes a long time. You can use the progression purveyance for writing skills if you need more backspace or if you want to actually go into content. That might be helpful to have. Class sets, any armor that's in the game, you can get from there. When you first do it, I don't have to do it on this one because I've already done it on other characters, but I may, if I run out of materials, come down here to the Ultimate Crafting Crate, and you can select any of these crates. We'll start with the clothier, the tailor's crate, because I'm mostly testing DPS, so I run out of dreg wax, 200 dreg wax, and then on top of that, all these things that you could possibly ever need to craft with. Just take the whole thing, and of course, once it's in, it also gives itself. So it gave me another one. Does it give itself, or did I not take it all? Yeah, I think it gives itself. So it should give me a whole nother one. Yep. Forgetting what I'm doing. So I'm going with stamina. So you get all the top foods. And when I do a parse, I always parse with the setup I'm going to use in content. I'm not going to spend money on Artaeum Takeaway Broth. It will give me better results, but I'm more likely to use the dubious Camoran Throne, which was way up here. So I'm going to take that as my consumable. And up in the Alchemist, I'm going to grab basically the Warrior Elixir, which is the same thing as Essence of Spell Power. So I have that, and just in case I want to test something where I don't use the Essence of Spell Power, I've already got the things, I'm going to go ahead and take that. Alright. And I already went. That's weird. So that's one I've already used. I didn't think I took two of them out, but apparently I did. Alright, so yeah, it gives itself, which is refilled completely. So you saw it took out the Warrior Elixir and the Tri-Crown, and it gave itself back. So you never actually run out. As long as you don't go up and destroy this one, you'll get another one that will come completely full with another one of itself inside of it, and so on and so forth, endlessly. Same thing with your enchantments. We're going to go ahead and take everything out of that, and because we are going to have to change enchantments around, and that's pretty much all you need to go ahead and get started. So I know I want to make a stamina build, so we go ahead, go in. Like I said, we're max level. Drop the 64 points into stamina. And we have all the skill lines unlocked, fully developed. Every single pass is already taken. Every single skill is ready to morph. As soon as you morph it, it's max level, so you can get a full good test of what your build can actually do. and you still get 300 more points. As you notice, none of the class skills are bought. Um, Not exactly sure why they don't just go ahead and give you all the class skills and then you can just choose the more. I don't know. But I've decided with this one, I'm going to try to make a Bobo build. I'm really liking playing range. That's why I've been Magica for so long. I just recently upgraded my Warden to a Bobo build, and I'm really enjoying it. So let's try to maximize that. You come over to the Transmute Station. You're automatically, whenever you create a max level character, you get 1,000 Transmute Crystals. If you have any left over, you just get brought up to 1,000 with every new character. Um, but you have every single set in the game collected. So every single thing that you could possibly recreate costs 25, and deconstructing it gives you back 25. So you have unlimited resources to test anything and everything under the sun. So you can go to town. If you feel like you wasted the materials, it's not working out, just break it down. You can set up crafting stations for free, as I've already shown. They don't have to be attunable ones. You can purchase the ones out of the store for a single crown. There's no loss with testing on the PTS, which is why we do it. I know Harpooner's Waiting Kilt is probably going to be the best bet for highest DPS, so I'm going to go ahead and recreate it. But for this build, I want to try to work around not being dependent on Harpooner's Waiting Kill and try to get as much DPS as I can. But if I find that I'm short on the crit damage, then I will have to make 3 separate builds again: an AoE build, a Harpooner's Kilt build, and a non-Kilt build, like I already have on my Mag Sort, because Harpooner's is just the best right now. But I want to really work around Velocties. I'm really loving the damage output from Velocity Air Mages, so that's what I'm going to build around for today. And then let's go ahead and get a base set up so I can go. We're just going to go through setting up the base sets on your body. And then in my next video, I'm going to break down actually purchasing the skills, putting them on your bar, which you should already know if you're by the point where you're wanting to test builds out. You already know how to do all this. So it's not really much of a lesson there. It's just mostly showing off exactly how to access all the things, which I've already covered. If you can figure it out, you can drop it off the video off right here and be just fine. So just to wrap this up, let's go ahead and finish out making the build. So that having all those Rosens, all those drag wax really comes in handy. So I want to try a double. No. I want to do an arena setup. I kind of want to do Coral Riptide, since it's more useful everywhere. So let's see what we can get with Coral Riptide. We're going to go Shoulders, because I'm using Mythic, and I'm going to go for a traditional build. 1 arena weapon, 1 Mythic, one piece, Monster Head, and 2 5-piece sets, one that's only active on the front bar. And we're going to go ahead and put hands. That should be 3 pieces. Four pieces. And 5. You notice I skipped over this, the waist, because the other set that I'm thinking about trying out is a light set, and I want at least 1 piece light. I believe it's a light set. Let me double check before I say that. Where does it come from? Gotta remember. Fingler? Yes, Fingler. No, not Fanglair. Moongrave Fang? No. It's from the Cauldron. Yes, Cauldron. Oh no, it's a medium set. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put light as my monster head. Glad I double checked. So, layer sewers, we're gonna go light on the monster. Now that's gonna come with Max Magica. Now whenever you create, in case you don't know, whenever you recreate gear, and you leave the base enchantment, the enchantment's going to upgrade with the quality of gear. So if you create purple, it's going to have a purple powered enchantment. If you create gold, it's going to have a gold powered enchantment, as long as it's the base enchantment. So even if you recreate it as purple and then later upgrade it to gold, as long as you haven't changed the enchantment, it will upgrade with the item. Just good thing to note right there. I have enough. I'm not going to go ahead and do the whole recreation. I have enough to show what I wanted to show. Maelstrom bow. Oh, you notice I took off both weapons. This I do because I set up one weapon at a time if I'm using two of the same weapons, so that I can set up the skills and know which bar I'm on without even really having to pay much attention. If I see a weapon back there, then I'm obviously on the first bar that I equipped. If I don't see a weapon back there, then I'm on the second bar. That just helps keep it very fast to choose and change which bar, know which bar you're on very, very quickly. Um, you don't have to do that if you can keep track of it. You know the Maelstrom weapon, what it looks like, and you're very good at keeping track of that, then you don't need to do that, but it helps me out. So we're going to go in. We have one piece of armor that's the wrong trait. That is our light helmet. We want max stamina, so we're going to take one of those. We need a jewelry enchantment for increased physical harm for the Velothi mages, and then we need a weapon enchantment. That's all the way at the bottom for increased weapon damage, because those are the three items that we need to change. So this already has a drained stamina. We're going to enchant that just like you would the standard build, but you got to see that I have unlimited gold enchantments already made. See, this has magic to recovery, so it's the magical harm. We're going to change it to physical harm. Otherwise, you could just leave the Velothis as is. The recovery is not going to matter. But that's all there is to it. 1 billion gold. You're going to go through 1 billion gold. And like I said, you can get the purveyor, progression purveyor or whatever, and get all 60 writing lessons for carry capacity, have 120 base. You can take all that gold, buy bag upgrades, bank upgrades. You can even test out content on here. It unlocks everything, every zone, every dungeon, every trial. You can try it all as long as you have the group to complete it, or if you want to try soloing some content, you can even access Cyrodiil, but I don't know how many PvP players are trying stuff out on the PTS, but you never know. I've never done it. I'm not much of a PvP player, but that's all there is to it. You get a house, you can buy one for free. You can use that immense amount of gold to buy a better parse house, or two separate houses, one for the crafting and one for an optimized parse house. However you want to set it up. I always just put it all in the same one, even with the crafting stations and everything, because the PTS doesn't have a whole lot of traffic. Typically, doesn't have a whole lot of traffic, and so the ping is never really high. So I don't have to get a super dumbed down house and clear everything out to have as little ping as possible. I'm gonna get about what I'm gonna get in game on the live server for a fully optimized parts house here on the PTS. So if my ping here is like 200, then on my same connection in a fully optimized house, my ping is still going to be 200. It's just it, because you don't have as much traffic, it's going to be about equal. So it don't really bother me to go ahead and use one of these extravagant homes. Plus, you can go and explore it and have fun. Everything's unlocked, so I mean, you can see the newest houses that they put on the market, the ones that you'll never be able to afford, and otherwise never would ever be able to see inside of it. That's a good opportunity to do. Um, Once again, champion points, everything, anything you could ever want, multiple setups. Um, it does say campaigns, so I mean, give it a go, see what you like, and this will allow you to freely, without having to waste resources, to see what the maximum potential of any setup. If you want to try something crazy, something weird, and you're afraid that you don't want to have to farm up the transmutes, you don't have to farm the gear, and get the upgrade materials. This is a really good way to do it. The downside is you have to download an entire another copy of the game, and you have to go through this whole setup process, which, as you can see, actually doesn't take all that long before you're right in making the build, and everything's already morphed, so you don't have to sit there and level a skill just to find out it doesn't do very good on your build. You have it there, and that's the primary use for it. If you have the space on your drive and you want to start testing out, I hope this guide helps.